stop. It's your decision. Do you make your own choices in life? This is Declutter's Delight for Life. This is Andrea, the sensible lady, the CEO and co-founder of Declutter's Delight for Life. We put the sensible and sensible and help you declutter the clutter in your life. As I open this up is, it is your choice. We all have choices in life. Like me, I've had to have a lot of choices in my life, and I've made a lot of poor choices in my life, as far as, things changing or being, better or worse. A lot of it's been up to me as far as, being able to see that things get better. And it's really hard to sometimes think that life can throw you curveballs, and sometimes we are at a fork in the road as far as the pathway. And when you think of all those things and you realize that it becomes all up to me, believe me, having come through suicide attempts, having had bad marriages, all sorts of things, the choices I have made in my life at times have not been the greatest of choices. I look at my past marriage I was in. I have to really think about that. And I go back and I think it was my choice to enter into the marriage, but the results of somebody else's behavior wasn't my choice. But I had to learn about my choice of whether or not I wanted to stay in the marriage, and if I was willing to continue putting up with what was going on in the marriage, the abuse, the being hurt, the sexual abuse, the bringing in of men that he wanted me to have sex with him, and all sorts of crazy things. And there was even more to this, to things. And I had to look at my life. It was a mess. I was in suicide attempts. I was making poor choices about my life. Things were not going the right way. But then I finally, realized something, that there was help out there for me. And when I realized that there was help out there for me, I realized I could make my own choices about how things were going. Then when it came down to it, at the end of the marriage, he made the choice to take a contract out on my life. But that was his choice. But my choice was to get out of the marriage. I kicked him out of the house. And you know what? That was the end of it. I cleaned out the house. It was still a mess. I was a hoarder, and I still had lots of stuff. And I had lots of folks come and take away stuff out of my garage and everything else. And that was some good choices to get rid of stuff. But I still had a house full of stuff, like a hoarder's house. My mom was a hoarder, but I can't blame everything on my past. I can't blame everything on, everything that's happened in my life. It all came down to my own decisions. It is your decision. It is your decision on what you want to do in life. You got to stop. It is your decision. It is, one of those things in life that sometimes it's hard to do. And I want you guys to realize that I do care about you a lot, because I want you to stop, look, and listen. Because if we stop, look, and listen, you will definitely have a better life. Because you will have freedom. Freedom. Freedom is a wonderful feeling. Believe me, having freedom in your soul is such a wonderful thing. When you're free of skeletons in your closet, like I have been free of my skeletons in my closet, I found that when I was free of the skeletons in my closet, nobody could hold things against me. You know, you are part of my life. You know, I have stopped, looked, and listened, even in my own heart, as you have followed me on my story. It was my decision to come to you guys with my personal information. It was my decision, and it's a stop. I had to stop and look at my life and realize I could have a better life. And my life is much better. I've got a better relationship with people. I understand myself better. I'm not a hollow shell anymore. It is because of making the right decisions. And we all can make the right decisions, because I know that, it's like, when you get a puppy dog. A puppy dog, yeah, if you can think of a puppy dog, puppy dogs, are very cute and very loving and very kind. And we look at them and see them as so cute. And they look at us and all sorts of things. And we have to take care of the puppy dogs. And yeah, it was our decision to get a puppy dog, but they give us so much love and compassion back to us because of our decision to take on a new life. And that is a wonderful thing we do, because they become a part of our life. They actually help us make better decisions, because we have to take care of something outside of ourselves. And if you stop, it is your decision, and realize if you help take care of something outside of yourself, you will have a better life, and life will be much better. And we all have to look at ourselves in some way or another and realize that, you know what? I don't even have to make decisions by myself. I journal, I meditate. I look for ways to make decisions. Sometimes I talk out into the air. Yeah, I talk out into the air. I lay on my bed and talk out into the air and think things through. But I don't try to live in my head. I find that my heart, yes, my heart is the thing that really helps me make the best decisions of them all. And we all have to realize that our heart has to be our guiding principle, and stop it is our decision. Because when the head and the heart are connected, things are such a wonderful experience, because, our gut, which is a collection of our education, our thoughts, and our feelings, and everything, and we connect that with our head, wonderful decisions come out of that. And you can't ask for anything better than that. You I believe me, from my point of view, I never used to listen to my gut at all. I always lived in my head. I didn't feel. I just kind of wandered through life, and life just kind of wandered through me. And because I just wandered through life just happened. But when I made a decision to not wander through life anymore, life didn't wander back at me anymore. Life has given me gifts back, because sometimes what you put out to the world in decisions comes back at you. If you make poor decisions come back at you. It's like the people you're around. If you're around bad people, bad things happen to you. If you're around great people, great things happen to you, and the positive energy comes to you. And those are decisions we all have to live with, are the people we are around. There are so many things in life that are affected by our decisions. And then there are decisions, if we don't make a decision, that, a decision is made for us. I don't think I would want that. You know, somebody making a decision in my life that I couldn't make myself. That would be I don't know. I like to make my own decisions. You know, it's kind of like the puppy dog. It would be for me like having the puppy dog look at me with the puppy eyes and just staring at me and saying, are you going to feed me? Or are you going to just sit there and say, hey, you're going to let me go hungry? Yeah, that's another life. That's a decision of somebody you want to let into your life. And you got to look at that. It is your life. Yes, it is your life. And you got to stop. You've got to think about all these things. We all have to think about these things. What do you think? How do you feel about all these things? I can only give you my thoughts and feelings on it because this is my perspective. What is your perspective? I would love to hear from you guys because I know you have great ideas out there. And I would love to hear great ideas because you are what the decisions you are making. You are your heart. Yes, your heart. I always like to think of your heart as the internal guidance system. Our heart it guides us through life. It gives us meaning. It gives us purpose. And that happens by choice. That happens by our decisions in life. And you know what? It reminds me of that puppy dog. Yes, that puppy dog that relies on us to take care of it and to realize that it is a precious life. And that precious life is something we always want to take care of. You know what? That precious life is you. Yes, that precious life is you. And only you can be that puppy dog that realizes that no matter what, you can work with others on making great choices too. And because a puppy dog looks at things like a pack mentality, it doesn't look at things like they are all by themselves. And we don't have to be by ourselves to make decisions because you know what? When we work with other people on making decisions, we all make better choices if we are with people who make good choices. And that is a good thing. And there are some things I would love to leave you with as we close this session, that no matter what, we all have heart. We all have thoughts. We all have feelings. And that we all have decisions that we want to make. And we can all stop making decisions that make our life difficult. And you know what? It's up to each of us to do that. And I know you guys out there can make great decisions too. And with that, I wish you a good night. Have peace and tranquility, hope and peace and love and compassion. And let there be a light in your eyes. Good night.